Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Blitz prop release show for week 3 of the NFL season. Always crazy how quickly these weeks start flying by once we get into the NFL season. I'm Keith Eyster. I'll be hosting for you today, and I am, of course, joined by Derek Carty, creator of the Blitz projection system that we will be finding some sweet NFL player props for you guys this week. Derek, how are you doing today?
Doing well. Coming off a pretty good week too. Jameis won easily. Brady did not, but sometimes that's going to happen. Like, you want to hit the lines early before they move, but when stuff happens where he doesn't have Godwin and he doesn't have Julio, and it was, the game wound up being fast paced. It just he didn't have a lot of guys to throw to, and it didn't happen, and that's fine. They're not all going to win. This is probability, but it's been a good year so far, and hopefully a good week 3.
Yeah, we got that Brady passing yards prop at plus money, so able to break even on the week.
Yeah.
The Julio news.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yep, absolutely. The Julio news was disappointing when we recorded the show, or when we were on the show live. It didn't really look like Julio was in jeopardy of missing.
No, it didn't.
That kind of came out on the practice report. I believe it was the Thursday after we did the show. So really unfortunate news there. Just not a ton of pass catching talent left for Tampa Bay, with Godwin already out, Gronk in retirement, obviously. So then you take Julio out. Mike Evans gets ejected at the end of the game there. There was just nobody for him to throw to. They handed the ball off to Leonard Fournette a bunch of times. It was a fast paced game, but just they didn't throw much because they didn't have a lot of pass catching talent. Jameis on the other side hit his very easily. He had 18 by halftime. So that one was never really in doubt. Great call with Jameis going to the pass heavy game script there. He hit his easily. So like you said, good week, tiny profit overall. We move on to the next one.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see. We've got a couple of props for you guys this week. First one we are starting with, we are on the BetMGM Sportsbook.
And this one is fairly book specific. It's been moving a lot over the last 24 hours, and this book specifically is still hanging the worst number.
Yeah, and this one is for the Thursday night game. So this one starting in just a couple of hours here. We've got Pittsburgh visiting the Cleveland Browns. A very low total in this one. Opened at 40.5, has been moving down, especially today throughout the day. It was at 38.5 earlier. I'm seeing a 37.5 out there now. Cleveland as 4-point favorites. We've got a little bit of weather in this one. Some strong winds, 20 mile an hour sustained, gusts up to 30, it looks like. So we're looking to hit an under in this game. Two pretty good defenses. I think its offense is going to be a little bit tough to come by. So we are looking at the receptions market for a pass catcher here. I'll allow producer Steve some time to get it. There we are. And receptions, perfect. And we are looking at David Njoku under 2.5 receptions. We can get that at plus money. Looks like it's plus 115 now. We got it at plus 120 just a few minutes ago, but looks like it's moved to plus 115.
Yeah, this one's been moving a lot. Yesterday I got it at plus 125. It was plus 120 like 10 minutes ago, and now it's plus 115. And this is the worst line in the market. A lot of books have this at minus money at this point. Like I said, it's been moving. All the props in this game since yesterday have really been plummeting. And it's going to be rare that we're going to mention a Thursday prop on this show, because by the time we do the show on Thursday, these lines are going to have moved. But this one is still really good out there. This one at this book specifically hasn't moved that much. So I really like it. The Blitz here is projecting, 1.8. So we're getting like 3/4 of a reception under the prop here, and we're getting it at plus money. And so this projects as a really good one. I liked it more yesterday at 125. I liked it more 10 minutes ago at 120. 115 is still fine. Like you said, this is a bad weather game, and weather is not something that books do a good job of accounting for. 20 mile per hour winds is a big deal. And this is also a Cleveland offense that wants to run the ball to begin with. Like, this is one of the most run-heavy offenses in all of football. They're, a 4 or 5 point favorite, I think, at this point. So it all sets up between the weather, the game script, just their general tendencies for them to want to run. And whenever they do pass with a bad quarterback, it's going to be less efficient because of the weather anyway. So I really do like the under here on Njoku.
Yeah, I love this one as well. You mentioned the quarterback, like Jacoby Brissett. I mean, just probably not an NFL starting caliber quarterback.
Bottom tier one at best.
At best, yes, absolutely. Tough defense for Pittsburgh. Windy game, so definitely like this one a lot. The blitz, one of the things it does really well, and a way to find huge edge in these markets is the weather. The blitz. A lot of people always talk about how blitz loves dome games. Well, that's because it's not affected by the weather, and it's much easier to throw a ball when you don't have to worry about winds and rain or precipitation, anything like that. So definitely a great edge that we can find by using the blitz projections here.
Yeah, weather's huge, and it's one of those things that the books just don't account for that well.
Absolutely. All right, let's move on to our next one here. This one is widely available. We're going to stay on MGM here just for ease, but it's also available on DraftKings. It's available on Bet365 and BetRivers as well, other places that I've seen this. We are looking at the Green Bay Packers visiting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We've got a 42-point total in this one. We have the Bucs favored by 1 at the moment. So we are likely getting Green Bay in a trailing script. Should be a close game, competitive game, though. Tampa Bay known for their run defense. Green Bay dealing with this split backfield. A.J. Dillon, Aaron Jones, pretty much a 50-50 split that we've seen through the first 2 weeks here. So we are looking at running back carries here is the market that we're targeting. Rushing attempts, yep, that was it. There you go, perfect. And with AJ Dillon taking a lot more of the share, we are looking at.
I think we lost our number here. We might need to try a different book.
Okay. Steve, do you want to try to go to DraftKings? I saw it available there just a minute ago. And I can pull up also on the side here.
I can double
check over at Scores and Odds and see where the best number might be for this one.
Well, it moved in the direction we wanted, so that's good news.
Well, very nice. Is that at DraftKings that you saw that?
What's that?
Was that at DraftKings that you saw it moved?
No, on the screen that we had.
Oh, yes. Yeah, the number got, yes, right.
Yeah.
Yes. So we had it at minus 130, and it's now down to minus 140. We are looking at go to rushing attempts instead of yards. Or carries, possibly, it might be called. They're different at every book, of course. They don't want to make it easy on us. So
just scroll down a little. Yep.
Yeah, it should be underneath the yards. So that's rushing and receiving yards. Keep going down.
Nope, right there, I think.
Right. Yep. Perfect. All right.
That number's fine there.
All right. You want to go ahead and take that one? We've got under 12.5 carries, minus 135 on Aaron Jones.
Yeah. So, again, it moved a little bit at the other book, which is nice. Minus 135 is still a pretty good number here. The Blitz is projecting just about 10 rushing attempts for Aaron Jones. So 2.5 under here, decent odds for it. Really what we're looking at is this has been a split backfield. Like you said, like Dillon has actually kind of been the 1A and Jones has been the 1B. And this is going to be a close game. Like you said, they might even be trailing a little bit. And when they're not leading, they're not going to be running as much, obviously. And this is actually projected to be a fairly slow-paced game. Like Green Bay is a slow offense to begin with, and Tampa Bay has been quite a bit slower to start this year. than we were expecting, than they were last year. There's some movement.
Yep, moving even further down to minus 145 now on that Aaron Jones under.
Yeah, so I think between the pace, between the game script, between just kind of the split that we've seen between Dillon and Jones, I think 12.5 is going to be kind of a tough number for him to get to, unless they go out to a lead. If they go out to a lead, then it's then it's a different story. But if this game plays out kind of the way we're expecting, I like this quite a bit.
Yeah, I like this as well. And I think kind of what you touched on there, even if they're leading, it's A.J. Dillon that they really like to use as the guy to pound the ball on the ground. Aaron Jones is kind of much more involved in the passing game. Right. I think another thing working in our favor here are the injuries that the Packers are dealing with amongst their wide receiver core. I saw Alan Lazard did not practice today, and Christian Watson also did not practice today. So they could be short a couple of wide receivers. In that case, I think Aaron Jones sees a lot more split out wide. AJ Dillon, they've been running Dillon and Jones on the field together quite a bit. So I think that would even further our case here for this Aaron Jones under. So really good spot for this one.
Yep, I like it.
All right. At what number is this a pass? Starface wants to know.
Yeah, so the Blitz has the break even here at minus 210. You don't want to go all the way up to there because, there's diminishing returns. Obviously, the closer you get, the less edge you have. I'd say you want to bet this until minus 150 or so. Maybe minus 155. There's some books. I think Caesars had this minus 179 when we started the show, and that's only showing a little bit of value. So I think minus 150 or so is where you want to stop. But if you can get it minus 135, minus 140, somewhere around there, that's what I would do. So now that it's 145 at DK, MGM still has the minus 140 number. I think 365, unless it's moved, also had minus 135 before. So definitely look around, find the best number, because those edges over the course of a season do add up.
Yeah, absolutely. Shopping lines is one of the most important things as a sports bettor. It may not seem like much, just losing that 5 cents or whatever, but over the course of time, if you're betting enough, putting enough volume in, it really does add up, and it can make a huge difference in how profitable you are.
For sure.
All right. I think that's going to close it out for our bets this week. You got anything else before we get on back to studying up for the Sunday slate here?
No, I think that's it. You can there's plenty more profitable bets out there. These were the two that really stuck out to me. If you're using the prop sheet at EV Analytics with the Blitz projections, it will highlight a bunch of other ones. It'll give you the projection. It'll let you compare two different books, the lines of different books to find where the best value is. So definitely play around with that. And, let me know if you make other bets and how you do.
Absolutely. Sounds good. And make sure you guys are getting these Blitz projections. They're the best in the industry. Huge edge. You can use them for sports betting, for DFS. Just absolutely great stuff from Mr. Derek Carty here. But thanks for tuning in this week. We will be back again next week. Wednesday or Thursday, we'll definitely send out a tweet before we go live so that you guys know when you can catch the show next week. But thanks for joining us. Have a great day, everybody.